Hi guys, I'm coming to you today from my office in my church, which I'm not here very often, but I wanted to talk to you today about something that's very hard for us here in the American culture, and that is contentment. And what I want to talk to you about is a story that came up to me in my work. My full-time job is a dermatology sales representative, which I've done for many, many years, over about 20 years now. And in any kind of pharmaceutical business, you have your base salary and you have your bonuses, and your bonuses can sometimes be very good based on, like any sales job, if you're meeting your quota. This particular time, I've had companies where bonuses aren't fair many times, and I'm sure in a lot of different industries you have this. But this particular quarter, my company, which I absolutely love, I've only been here just about a year, I absolutely love what I do, but our bonus structure that we just received for this upcoming quarter seems unattainable for myself and most of the people I've talked to. But how we take this experience and this situation that's come to myself is how I think so much of how we deal with life and how we deal with our contentment and our happiness. And how I've always looked at this is I understand that my job as a pharmaceutical sales representative is nice. I always look at people who build bridges and do these all kinds of really intense, extreme jobs, or people that are working out in the heat right now and in the middle of the summer where it's so hot outside. I'm thinking, how do these people do it? I get to talk to my friends on a regular basis, people that I've built relationships with, trying to talk to them about the advantages of my drug and how it can benefit their patients. But all of a sudden, I've got a quota that I don't think I can meet. How I'm going to look at this and how I'm going to encourage you to look at this when this situation comes up with you is to understand where you're at and understand that many of you, not everybody, but many of you probably have a job that you do really well with. And you probably have a job where you have a lot of benefits. You probably have health insurance. You probably have these things that you take for granted that you don't understand. And especially for those of us in sales, we're always looking at how do I make a bigger bonus? How do I do more? And there's nothing wrong with being competitive and wanting more, but it's at what sacrifice? Do we sacrifice at wanting to have that next level to be happy? And so the way I look at this is right now I have a bonus that to me seems almost unattainable. Nothing is unattainable, but it's going to be difficult. It's not going to stop me from working less hard than I have already because I've been near the top of my division since I've started, and I still have that competitive spirit. But I know it's going to be a difficult quarter. But you know what? Looking back in the past history, our company has changed quotas every quarter. So I know there's more likely it's going to change again next quarter. So what I want you to look at is today, and a quote I heard many years ago I think makes so much sense of this. We so often look at people who have more in life, have more things that are going on for them, have a bigger house, have a nicer car. Maybe they go on more vacations, or maybe we're just looking at their Instagram and Facebook page where they're just posting all the good things. We don't see all the junk that's going on in their lives. I'm going to encourage you now to start comparing yourself to those who have less. Start looking at the homeless person on the street and think, you know what? I've got a really nice home. Start comparing yourself. If your legs aren't feeling well, or maybe you've had knee surgery, think, you know what? But I'm not in a wheelchair. Maybe if you're in a wheelchair and you're struggling to get along, well, at least I'm not on my deathbed. There's always people who have life harder. And as a Christian, I don't worry about this at all because I know that my life on earth is temporary. It's a very minute time. As I think it was James that said, our life is but a mist. And so what I'm living toward is having Christ in my life now and being in heaven forever with worshiping Jesus. And so what am I to complain about today about? In fact, the scripture reading I want to bring up today is from Philippians 4:12. And it says, I know what it is to be in need. I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. Now, this is Philippians 4:12. Just to give you a quick background, this is the Apostle Paul, who used to kill those who worship Jesus, now has been transformed, is now saving people, has been shipwrecked and put in prison for many years because he was preaching the gospel, and tortured all these years. Yet he's saying he knows what it's like to have a lot, and he knows what it's like to have little, and he has learned to be content in every situation. So that's what I'm going to ask you to do today, is learn to look at your life, look at your family, which is so important what we're doing. Look at the great things you have in your life and appreciate them. We tend to do this only around Thanksgiving, but I'm not sure why, because I've learned if I can do this on an everyday basis and remind myself to live for what's most important in my life, then I wake up with a joy in my life, not worrying about what I don't have, but being so thankful for what I do have. So I hope you take these words of hope and put them into practice. Have a great day.